So here's where we're at. We're nearing the second half of the trials and tribulation. Everybody wants you to believe that this time is just starting, or it's approaching or nearing. And I have news for you. We have passed the halfway line. So a lot of people have spent this time in confusion or working out their own stuff. And some have spent it trying to confuse and plotting and trying to secure something for themselves. And if that's you, that's okay. You can start now. Join the New Earth crew. We're only after truth, no confusion, and together we can really work this all out. I highly recommend that everybody take this time to try to stop being fearful. The way that I did this was to realize that only love exists. And so when something would bring fear up, I would thoroughly search all of it out. I would go inside. I guess that's what it means to go inside. I would spend a day or two letting it work itself out in my mind, and I would watch and see what came up. I would be led to different informations, and I would reach out if I had to. I say it like it's a past tense thing, like I'm not some kind of a sinner or like I'm perfect, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. I don't know that I'm a sinner per se. Sinning means that you miss the mark. I think that I'm getting the mark a little more and more as a human being, at least, each day. But I do feel that I have died to this world. I have to constantly remember that none of this really matters. While everybody continues to await an event that I believe has been happening and is ongoing, I just want to put it out there. What if the event is the return of the gods? What if the event is the return of Christ, the second coming? From what I understand, the Christ within us is not completely realized yet. That is the third coming of Christ. We are the third coming of Christ. It's time to pave the way. I've been thinking the past few days about rapture and what it means, and I've gone over it before on my channel. I didn't think it was a good idea. It was being shown to me that it wasn't a good idea to sit around and wait to be taken from this earth. And then I realized that after a vision that I had had, that many of us were surrounded by New Earth already, that it was descending, if you will, from the heavens and surrounding many people and places at the time. I believe that we will be able to go back and forth. God's mansion has endless rooms. The fifth dimension, Jupiter's realm, has endless rooms. So another thing I've been thinking about is the sun, our Lyrian star, and how it is the photon father. So I have some thoughts. I think that, there's a grand central sun, the photon father, and I don't fully understand this, but these realms that rule over Earth are dimensions that hold souls of each particular god. So is it their soul that shines on us? Was Saturn our sun? Is Mercury the sun of revelations that we saw for the past several months to a year? That orange ball that was in the sky? And has Jupiter risen? Is this Jupiter that we see? It still gets really white during the day because we have the blue Kachina, Sirius, right next to it. We haven't seen the sundog in a while here in Florida, but I think that's because they are approaching closer and they have entered Earth's atmosphere. Remember, Earth only has 2 atmospheres. I think next time we see the Taurus field of God, it will be magnificent. Has anybody been seeing the sundog where they're at? I'm pretty big on the thought that we are not each creating our own reality. We have fundamental truths that we really need to agree on. Space is hyperdimensional. The circles of time, well, we just might not completely understand them yet. So it would be really hard to go back to the teachings that we've been taught. Satan's plans have and been exposed. So many are realizing how deeply we've been lied to. And what the apocalypse means. So we've been lied to, which we know. We know that everything NASA has told us is complete fabrication. We don't even know if there's any truth to any of it. So we really didn't have a basis to start with. But here's the thing with all of it. We are learning about these atrocities and these crimes on humanity. And while they bring up so much in each of us, it is coming up so that it can be purged, so that we can heal from it, so that it doesn't have any power over anybody anymore. It had to be put out into the open. So just because we are learning about it now doesn't mean that it's not already being remedied and changed. Just the fact that we are aware of it is transmuting so many of the atrocities, and we are changing timelines. We are healing souls and minds and hearts, and keep going. Like, what does it mean to be in a magnetic matrix like the one that Saturn had over our Earth? Well, it's kind of crazy, because then we have to really understand what is Earth and what are we and what is consciousness, and it brings up all of the questions, and there's nothing but confusion out there and misinformation, and they know that that is how they can still try to desperately prevent us from ever evolving like we are meant to.